evening. This is Wake Up and Live with the Arts with Sue Johnson. And right now I am here in the Hannah Lounge at Karamu with James McGilbray. Now James is a long-standing actor with the Wake Up and Live's Actor Studio, and he has branched out so that he's doing commercials and film along with theater work. And right now he's working with Lester H. Bryant Sr., our videographer, kind of learning how to work the camera and do editing to bring our Wake Up and Live with the Arts YouTube show to you on a regular basis. So James, welcome as Wake Up and Live's Actor Studio long-standing actor.
Well, Sue, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's more than a pleasure to have you here as an actor so we can spend a few minutes with you, and then to have you get behind the camera with Lester again and continue to tape our show.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
So tell me, what have you been up to lately, especially in your film portion of your career?
Well, I made a decision this year that I was really going to get active again. I had gone for about 5 years consecutive with either feature or major roles in short films. And last year was the first year that I didn't do it because I've been rehabilitating a place I like to call the Taj McCleveland.
Otherwise known as his home, which he has been rehabbing for 4 years now.
Still working on it.
Still working on it.
And so kind of got over a bit of a hump, as it were, and missed doing the work. So earlier this year, I was cast in a movie. I don't know that the title is going to be called White Boy Rick necessarily, but it's Matthew McConaughey is the star. Laura Dern and some other people are in it, and I got a very nice role. It's not a speaking role, although initially I was cast in a speaking role, and for whatever reason, decision was made to put me in a non-speaking role. But I'm in a good scene in a diner where some interesting action takes place. I can't say much more than that because they made me sign all this paper and such.
Confidential paperwork.
But a big set, yeah, and a lot of fun. Great food. Craft services is wonderful. If you've ever thought about getting in the acting profession, craft services and just the catering is worth it. Now, also, I worked on a movie with a mutual friend, Stefan J. Davis.
Who was a recent guest on our show.
That's right. And this was one, he doesn't have a working title yet, but it initially is called All Lives Matter. And it's about a vigilante cop killer. And lots of action, a long short, if that's an oxymoron for you.
Yes.
And I play the police commissioner in that one, and had a great time, and I guess he's getting close to wrapping on that. And my hope is that this year I'll do a couple more films. I'm really, really enthused about getting actively involved in the business again. Exactly.
And now, Stefan J. Davis is a local filmmaker who is, well, he's making a lot of inroads. He's been around for a minute or two, but he's becoming a quite well-known videographer / filmmaker. And the Matthew McConaughey movie is out of Hollywood, so it's a big studio production, and several of the local actors. Who is the casting director? Lillian Kyle?
Actually, it's Angela Bohm is
I don't happen
casting
to
that
know
one.
her. Yeah.
And Peter Lawson Jones is one of the actors, one of our local actors that's in it. In fact, he plays the role of the sentencing judge who actually sentences.
So he says
the
words.
Character. Oh yeah, very nice. And I think we had him on the show, and he said it was one of those roles where it's pretty central to the plot, so he knows that they pretty much have to kind of leave it in there, so that's pretty exciting.
Because one of the issues with any film production I suppose it could be a commercial as well, but mostly for film productions, you have to be concerned about whether you end up on the cutting room floor as part of their editing process. And sometimes, more often than not, that does happen. But if you have a speaking role, your chances increase with actually being included in the film.
Right.
So your scene is kind of pivotal as well.
It's an important scene, and I suspect I'll get pretty decent background face time in it. So it was an exciting time. Spent 11 hours on the set, which, you know, is your standard day.
Yes.
And so
the scene itself is how many minutes?
It's just a few minutes because it's an action scene. And it's amazing the amount of time that you can spend doing what ends up being maybe 2 or 3 minutes in the entire film. You can literally spend hours on it. And so, you know, it has to be the sort of thing that you love. And the entire thing was just fascinating. I never get bored on a set because there's always something going on that you can learn from as you watch the camera people, as you watch the background people, the support people, watch the stars. All of the things that are going on. If you, if you are looking to learn about the business, there's something going on all the time that you can learn from. And so it was just, I had a good time. And again, hoping to do more of that, hoping to do more commercial work.
Yes.
Most recently did a commercial featuring LeBron James.
Okay.
And that was Beats by Dre. Did that one. This past fall also did a commercial for the SumaCare Health Network, which was a lot of fun. My agency, the talent group, is very good about making sure that I get auditions. Couldn't be happier working with them, and they work with me quite well. And it's been an interesting past few years doing commercials and other kind of work.
And you've been developing and expanding your horizons.
Absolutely.
Now, you mentioned the talent group, which is one of the two well-known talent agencies in town. The other one is Doherty Talent. So actors looking to get into the business can certainly, experienced actors too, because usually the talent group and Doherty are more interested in if you have more experience, some resume, rather than just come in cold. And James happened to mention several things about learning on the film set. And now we want to take a moment, because you know about this, because you've referred people to us, that Wake Up and Live's Actor Studio has a Master the Arts series that we'd like to draw your attention to. Now, right now, that is private coaching, not classes for the moment. And so if you need to learn how to be a stage actor, a commercial actor, a screen actor, in fact, if you want to learn how to be a playwright or expand your experiences as a playwright, either way, if you are a rookie, as I like to say, or which is really aspiring, or experienced or a veteran, contact us at wakeupandlives@gmail to find out about our private coaching opportunities, because acting is just like having a real job interview when you go on an audition. And when you go to a casting director, a talent agency, you have to be able to show them that you already know the ropes of the business, that you know what a monologue is, that you know how to do a resume, a talent resume, which is different from your professional job resume. So if you're interested in learning how to be a new actor, an improved actor, contact us at wakeupandlives, with an S, @gmail.com, and we'll be happy to chat with you about our opportunities there. Now, speaking of monologues, because often the talent agencies will ask if you have a monologue ready. Now, you can do a snippet of The Raven, Edgar Allan Poe, And is there anybody in America who doesn't know who Edgar Allan Poe is?
No, wonderful horror type author, poet. I recall a stanza from it, I hope word for word, but if not, it'll be fairly close from way back. And it was basically The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, as I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, as I lay there, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some late visitor," I cried, "knocking at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more."
Bravo. Now, James pulled that snippet of a monologue out of his memory. Another thing that you need to know is when you go to the talent agencies and sometimes the casting director, they will ask you if you have a monologue that you can do on the spot. So it helps to develop a small repertoire of monologues that you can pull out at that quickly when the talent agent asks you, can you do a piece? And if you can sing a few bars, even if you can only sing happy birthday, right, they want to get a sense of your singing ability, because one thing is still true of the industry is that in general there are more musicals and comedies than there are straight drama productions. And if you're starting out in independent films, a lot of times they are horror slasher films. Do you remember why a lot of the guys who do those kind of films do those?
Because they're actually the films that make money.
Yes.
They consistently make money. And now that you mentioned that, I almost forgot it. I did have a film released in October of 2016 that was actually filmed some time ago. So it was just recently released. Called Voodoo Rising.
I remember that. You were part of that project.
Yes, and I played Old Man Earl. I told this guy, be careful, save yourself, because them woods is evil, pure, unadulterated evil.
I'm scared.
So yeah, Voodoo Rising. It may also have a working title of Black Hills. They went back and forth, but I know that was released in October.
And here again, another, well, I can't even think of the right word, but another thing about the film industry is quite often you will film a project years in advance before it gets released, if it gets released at all.
All you have to do is look at the color of my hair now versus then, and I'll let you guess how long ago it was.
It was filmed, yeah, because I remember when you were part of that project.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Okay, well, James, you have any other projects on the horizon?
I would like to say one more thing that's really important to me.
Sure.
A big shout out to Lester H. Bryant, our videographer. I've been learning to do camera work, video editing, and all of those things, and he has been most generous and gracious in giving of his time, teaching me. I couldn't be more grateful. He's an amazing guy, and I think, frankly, he should be in front of the camera here, because I think people should know who he is. So Lester,
well, we're trying to get him in front of the camera.
Lester, thank you so very much for everything that you're doing to help me, and I hope, given time, I'll be able to honor the time you're spending with me by doing the job very well.
Well, thank you. What a compliment. And Lester is not only our senior videographer, who has overcome some health challenges, challenges, not hers,
Mhm.
challenges, but he is also developing his well-knownness for his website, which is Lester's African Bargains. And what that does, that website sells African attire, fashion,
And all kinds
accessories,
of personal products, personal goods.
toiletries,
Yep,
yeah.
I've gotten some shea butter from the business. It's
Oh, that's
wonderful
some good stuff. As
yeah.
long as it doesn't smell, because I can't stand
high
smells.
quality stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So contact Lester at www.lesterbryant's African Bargains. Is that it, Lester?
Lester's African Bargains.com.
Lester's African
Bargains.com.
Yes. And he will show you some beautiful work. Also check Facebook. I try to pass along a number of his photos that he sends out on Facebook. And like today, I think there were like 4 or 5, and sometimes there are 4 or 5 different Facebook photos of his variety of merchandise. So he's quite substantial as a multi-talented talent.
Absolutely.
So I want to thank you for stopping by, Mr. James McGilbray.
Broy. Broy, oh broy, oh broy.
My tongue and my brain just refuse to cooperate. Well, plus it's about 900 degrees in here now, so it's getting very hot.
But you'll notice you never see her sweat.
That's James McGilbray, the ubiquitous Mr. Dithers. On a quick note, how you folks?
My parents are doing wonderfully.
And that's Mr. and Mrs. Johnson.
Mr. and Mrs. Elgin Johnson, the two most amazing people I have ever known.
Did you do Mother's Day with your
I
mama?
called my mother. For a number of reasons. I don't get into a lot of holiday celebrations and
I
such,
forgot
but that's
about
quite
that.
all right.
I forgot.
It's important to at least say I love you, and I talked with her. My mom is approaching the century mark now, and still up and about, and I'll be going up and visiting them, and I am so blessed to still have both of my parents still around.
My
It's
sister
an
and daughter
amazing
and I
thing.
know what that's like,
Yeah.
because we had them until they were
Yeah.
in their 90s.
Yeah.
So, and what city are they in
They're
Michigan?
in Kalamazoo, or if you want to say it backwards, it's Uzumalak. Yes, it
Do
is.
you remember that song from the 40s?
I've got a gal in Uzumalak.
No. Let's say goodbye to James so he can go behind the camera again.
Goodbye to James.
Goodbye. This boy drives me to drink. Literally. Thanks, James. I
My
love you.
pleasure. You as well.
Okay. See you in a minute.